Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Elements of Success. I'm your host, Talha Jarad. We are talking about success. We are talking about ways to maximize our achievement in life, to attain the maximum that we could attain in this life. Not only that, but to make sure that we achieve the maximum in this life and also the maximum in the hereafter. Now, we've spoken before about universal laws, and we mentioned some of the universal laws that govern this universe and how these laws really work. Now, today I'm going to introduce to you one of what we call the grand laws, the grand universal laws. Now, there are universal laws, but there are laws that govern everything, even the universal laws themselves. And understanding those laws can really change your life completely, make you a complete different person, and lower your anxiety level, your stress level, make you happier, even healthier, make you more focused, and make you able to achieve the things that you've probably never thought you would have achieved before. Now, today I'm going to talk about the law of intention and reward seeking. As I said, this is a grand law. This is very important law. This law says that only seek the reward for your work from Allah. Only seek the reward for your work from Allah, and only from Allah. Well, this might sound simple, but this is so powerful. Now, let me explain this. When you do anything in life, you could do it even the normal things that you do, your daily activities, you can do these things, but if you combine an intention with it, and you make your intention sincerely for the sake of Allah, you will get two things. Number one, you will achieve the work that you want to achieve, but number two, which is very exciting, is that you will be rewarded for your work. You will get rewarded for every second of your time you spent on this work. And another thing that you get out of it, which is also very important, you don't care if people like it or not, because you do it for the sake of Allah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, mentioned to us very important evidence about this. He mentioned to us that verily and truly, deeds are not but intentions. Deeds are not but intentions, which means that everything that you do in your life is governed by the law of intention. And if your intention is according to this law, then things will happen in a different way in your life. But if it is not, you might hit so many roadblocks, and you might have so many problems, even turmoils in life, and you never figure it out. The law of intention has applications. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a student. You're working towards your degree. If you have the right intention that you are working for the sake of Allah, and that you want to gain this degree so you can get a good job, you can get married, build a Muslim family, and build an environment for your kids to be empowered Islamically and to become distinguished people in life, all of the time that you spend, all of the time that you, or the effort that you exert on yourself while you're working towards your degree will be rewarded. Very importantly too is that even if you do not get that level that you wanted, you still get rewarded for your intention. You see, the law of intention expand your horizon, expand it so magnificently. Let me tell you a story. This is a very powerful story. As a matter of fact, I cannot forget this story. It really impacted me on a personal level, and it really contributed to a lot of change in my life. A new American Muslim embraced Islam, and after a year they did an interview with him in one of the Muslim countries. Now they asked this person a question. They said, what is your objective now in life? He was in his early 40s, so he said, my objective in life, my intention is to go back to the United States and make sure that every American becomes a Muslim. So people started laughing. They said, Well, that's impossible. I mean, you're talking about 250 million people, and you're just one person. He said, well, I do have this intention that I'm going to go back and work hard on myself till I get 250 million people going to Islam and embracing Islam. But if Allah takes my life before that, I will come to Him and say, oh Allah, I had the intention to do so, but I couldn't, my life was not enough for it. So I will get rewarded for this. 250 million people becoming Muslims. This is really a true understanding of this law, the law of intention, that if you understand it, it expands your horizon. You can accumulate intentions in your heart to do things in life, and if your life doesn't span enough to achieve all of these things, you will still get rewarded. For example, you can have the intention to memorize Quran, let's say, in 5 years, in 10 years probably. And you work hard, you probably memorize 1 page a day, half a page a day, God knows. But you have the intention for it. Now, if you die before you finish your memorization of Quran, you will be rewarded for it. And Allah will write down for you the reward as if you memorized the entire Quran. You see, this is the power of this law. This is so important to understand, because this will change our lives and also expand our horizons and make us different people. And at the same time, as I mentioned before, it lowers your stress level. Why? Because you do things for the sake of Allah. Now, if people like it, then be it. It's good. If not, then you only care about one thing, that Allah is satisfied with your work. So let's say you did a favor for someone. If you did it for the sake of Allah, and this person didn't thank you, didn't appreciate you, didn't recognize that you did something for him, but fine, you still get your rewards, irrespectively. But if this person thanks you and appreciates you, then that's even better. So you see, a lot of people get caught in problems in life because they do not understand this law of intention. They do things for the sake of people. All the time they care about others, what they think, what they going to do to me, how they're going to pay me back, they didn't recognize me, they didn't appreciate me, and so on and so forth. And this makes them live their entire life imprisoned in people's thinking, and they never get out of it. But the person who works according to this law, the law of intention, works way beyond all of these little things. He doesn't care about these little things because he is focused on one important thing. That's to satisfy Allah and to make sure that all of his life is really in accordance to what Allah wants. So everything that he does is for his sake only. As a matter of fact, the Prophet gave us an example that you can expand this even to your own desires. He said, even with what you have from what desires you have as a husband and wife, you get rewarded for it. So the companion were a little bit shocked. Well, they said, "O Prophet of Allah, we enjoy ourselves and we do things according to our own desires, of course, lawfully, and we still get rewarded for it." The Prophet explained to them, yes, you get rewarded for it, because this person did it lawfully and in accordance to what Allah wants. And he gave them the example. If this person did it not for the sake of Allah, and of course also unlawfully, he will get punished for it. So this is an expansion of this concept where it encompasses things even beyond the things that we think of sometimes. The Prophet even said, whatever you put in your wife's mouth is charity. Even a little piece of meal, a bite, you get rewarded for it. So you can think of this law and live your life with this law, that all the time you do things for the sake of Allah. This is important in success, because if you build your goals, your missions, your visions, everything around this concept, and first of all, you get rewarded for it, whether you achieve it or not, but you will get rewarded for it. If you're sincere, you will get rewarded for it. As a matter of fact, we all know Quran mentioned about stories of people who went at the time of the Prophet, they went to the battlefield, and people who could not go to the battlefield. The Prophet, when he came back, he told the companions, those who didn't go to the battlefield got full rewards as if they were with you. in every valley that you went through, they get rewarded for it. In every trouble, in every turmoil, and they were sitting back at home. Why? Because they had the intention. They were sincere to get there, but for some reason they couldn't. Some of them they didn't have a ride, so they couldn't go with the group. But at least they had this intention. So that's one important thing. You get rewarded anyway. Number two, you lower your stress level. Because you focused on one thing only, that is to satisfy Allah. And number three is that when you build your mission, vision, values, and your goals in life, in accordance to this law, you make sure that Allah will help you, because now you're asking Him to help, you have the intention for it, and you're working towards it, and Allah will help you once you have the right intention, will guide you, will give you, will bless you. And the more sincere your intention is, the more blessings you get in your life, and the more achievement you attain, because now you have the help of not the superpower, but the power of Allah, the ultimate power. So this is where you get things done quicker, faster, you achieve more, you have the help of Allah with you. So again, the law states that do things only for the sake of Allah. Even your work. When you go to work, you shouldn't care that people notice your achievement, people give you raises. Well, this is important, and you have to work to get promotions and to get better positions. But if you work to get your money lawfully, in accordance with this law, and you make sure that whatever you do is for the sake of Allah, all the time that you spend at work is rewarded. And the money that you get is going to be lawful. So whatever you spend on your family will really grow, will be blessed. And even if you miss opportunities for some reason, because there is any problem at the office, whatever, you're not going to be very upset, and you will be anxious and worried, and spend time crying about such things. Now you become more focused. Well, I did it. I got my rewards from Allah. My money is lawful. Now I'm getting on with my life, and I will be rewarded for it. I will mention to you in Quran what Allah mentioned about the characteristics of the distinguished people. He said about them that they feed with food the needy, the orphan, the prisoner, and they tell them, of course, they tell them in their faces, but in their hearts, that we only feed you for the sake of Allah. We ask you neither for rewards, no thanks. So they only do things for the sake of Allah. They even give those who as probably you know from the verse, they give for others who are not even Muslims. Why? Because they've lived this law that they give only for the sake of Allah, irrespective of who gets it. I hope that we're going to talk more about the other laws next time. Join us, and we'll see you then. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.